Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got some special guests joining us this morning.
Executive Kiss.
Jadakiss and Millyz. Yeah. What's up, Kiss?
What's up, guys? How y'all doing, man?
How's it going?
Yeah, you heard Charla. I'm trying to put my blaze on and do some executive work this year. Of course, I'm gonna drop 2 albums, but I want to spread the love and get my So Raspy label off the ground, up and running. And this is one of the guys at the helm. Him, Nino, D. Jones, Little Todd. I got a couple horses in the stable, and it's time to let them go, baby.
Well, first we got to say we salute you for being here so early this morning.
Yes,
that is a professional executive Kiss.
Man, yeah, you got to lead by example. I try to wake up. He lived closer here than me, but I try to show him that you can't really play with your career and these type of relationships and rapport. You want to keep them solid and be diligent and be on time and
I spoke to Swiss this morning.
He was like, business. Yeah, he's the reason.
He was like, Kiss gonna be late. I bet you. He was like, I bet you Kiss got a jean jacket on because we was taping to early in the morning, and Kiss kept saying, I gotta do the Breakfast Club in the morning. I gotta go, but you made it on time.
Yeah, Swiss try to deter me from handling my business, but you can't do that. I'm a businessman.
Was y'all shooting a video last night?
Yeah, we shooting a video for the joint with me, Benny, and Scar Lip off his EP.
You don't have a bald head no more though.
No.
In the song, it's like this Onyx sample.
Swiss is spontaneous on the moment. He just goes off how his ears is feeling.
Now, how did y'all meet, and what made you want to mentor him? Because he says Kiss is your mentor. So how did y'all meet?
Rest in peace, Ice Pick J.
Ice Pick, rest in peace.
And shout out to Free, my man Set Free Compound. They must have been chopping it up, Pick and Free, and Pick would come to he would come see me every day, but he like, yo, it's this kid Millyz, man, he got some talent. I want you to work with him. Then we slowly start meeting up. I start hearing his music. He could rap his ass off and he could also sing, but he don't like to sing. Like, yo, dog, you got to do both. See what Drake is, see what the game is changing to. You got to show all your talents. So then I start getting him to be a little more diverse. But, of course, he strayed away from that and start just rapping. And the more lit he start getting, the more he strays away from it, but he came back.
I've been seeing Millyz and hearing Millyz for a long time.
Yeah, he put a lot of work in.
I wanted to thank y'all too, because you probably don't even remember, but like right before I locked in with Kiss and Ice Pick and all of that, I did the BET Cypher in 2016, and I got in it like the craziest way because I really I knew a cameraman, Lil Chris Robinson. You know Chris Robinson?
Yeah.
His
Young
son.
Chris, yeah.
So he gave me the drop basically on a location in Brooklyn, and he would tell me like, yo, just pull up and sit there for the 3 days. Maybe a rapper doesn't show up. Sometimes a rapper don't show up. So I sat there in 2014 for 3 days. It didn't work. I went back 2015. I got Bulletproof Rap, some of the shits you don't forget. You know what I mean? I went back and I sat 3 days in 2015. I came back in 2016.
Somebody didn't show up.
First day. I'm there at like 9, 10 in the morning. And Chris is like, yo, I'm gonna send Jesse Collins and the big dogs at BET, Yomi, and I'm gonna send them your
clip,
your links, yeah. So he sent the links, and like they were over there, and they weren't looking real impressed, like, you know what I mean? They just had a super unimpressed face. I'm like, yo, you think I should go like try to rap for him, say my raps? He's like, I don't know, you might as well. It's my 3rd year. I'm like, damn, I gotta go bust some moves. So I walked across that room. They doing like catering at this time or whatever, and I'm trying to explain why I should be rapping on the BET Cypher. And he's like, yo, just rap, man. Go rap. Oh, shit, I got to rap in front of everybody. I rapped. I'm fake nervous while I'm rapping and shit. And, like, they weren't even looking at me about 8 bars through. They just kind of looked up at me. Started, giving me some head nods and shit after. They was like, all right, we're going to huddle up. I went back to the table. I felt like at least I did it. I came 3 years now and rap for him. At least I just want to try. If I can't make it happen, at least I tried. Like, it's not in God's will. So, I I went back to the table and they came up to me and they're like, yo, you made it. I'm like, made it to what? You in the cypher. And I ended up leading off the cypher and they aired it twice. And y'all actually got on air and was like, Young Ma and the white kid in the Celtics jersey, he was fired.
And
then I'm taking that.
sound like the Breakfast Club.
And then you say, yeah, he was fired. And then I just took that and ran with it. I had bars. Charlamagne talked about me. Now they throwing me envy when they, you know what I mean? All shit like that. So I would take every moment and capitalize it. So this like a full circle moment, especially because y'all on BT now, the Cypher Breakfast.
That's dope. Wow. Now, I remember seeing you for a long time now, to the point when y'all started doing this together. I was like, damn, Millyz been out for a long time.
Yeah, I thought you were signed to Gilly, or doing something. I thought you were signed to Gilly at one point. I thought Gilly was trying to do some artist.
Yeah, nah, he's just my man.
His story's ill because he moved, he left, him and his mom, he packed up and left Cambridge, Boston, and moved to the Bronx and just said, I'm going to figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Free convinced them, like, you got to be you got to be here where it's going down at.
Why the Bronx?
He just moved here.
Worst player, that was a shell shot.
That's what I ain't gonna lie, that's what I had money for. Like, yeah,
where he used to be at? What strip club?
Sin City.
Sin City.
I come to Sin
I was
City, he there by himself.
Yeah, that's how I.
Couple strip. I'm like,
You and French Montana used to live in there. 50 used to be in there all the
That's how I
time.
learned to navigate New York for real, like the strip
Everybody used to be in
club.
there all the time. The food was good.
The food was great.
Bussin'. Salmon.
Amazing Dominican waitresses.
Facts.
Yeah, and you could go at 2 p.m.
And
It's my bag right there, and that was my bag. I like to get there before the people with money came. You know what I mean? Because all the girls is there, you get $200-$300 is gonna go a long way. You know what I mean? So that was my bag. Sometimes I see Kiss. I remember Kiss would be at like, even when I was trying to get to know him more, he'd be at like Starlets. I didn't have a car when I first moved to New York because I was like at the top of like Boston rap, but that's, you know, the ceiling is G-Spin or Pup Dog, you know what I mean?
Salute to G-Spin.
You know, G-Spin put us together.
Nah, I'm
He's
just
one of these
I
people
know
that
the
put us
whole
together.
vibe.
Yeah.
Salute to G-Spin. So it's like, you know, when I moved to New York, I'm like, damn, I really took a downgrade because I stopped doing like other extracurricular activities. I just try to be a pure artist. But I'd see him on like flyers. I'd take the train, the 6 train. I'd somehow get to Astoria. I'd walk to Starlets just to try to get some FaceTime with him. And a couple of times, like, you know, the bouncer would front on me in VIP and Kiss would be like, nah, let him in, bro. Like, let him in. So I had a lot of New York moments like that. Shout out to the strip club syndicates.
When did you take him serious, though?
What's that first song? What's the first song I ever did?
I
took him serious when they played me his music. When they played me like a bunch of his music, and I seen how divert, like he could really spit and sing and mix it and intertwine, and you know what I mean. He really got a lot of. He wasn't just stuck in a bubble of just one way of rap. I'm like, nah, he really talented, and he got the complexion for the connection. So that's never gonna be a hard thing to sell it. But I think he came to me with he got this thing. You got to tell him to chill out. He want to work too much. It's like a good problem. He want to do everything on his own, even as far as booking to come up here. I'm like, yo, let me handle it. I got it. He just want to work. So I think he came to me with we did this song. It was fire. I forgot what the first one was, but then he set up he went on and got production and the whole video, and he like, yo, this. I'm like, yo, you did all of it? He like, yeah, I'm trying to. Didn't want. He explained how he left Boston and came down here. I spoke to his mom a few times, spoke to Free. I'm like, yo, I think I want to sign him, man. You know what I mean? And then Pick had passed by then. I think everything fell when Pick died.
Yeah, right before.
We broke up a little. But then once I got my bearings back, I say, yo, now we going to make it happen for real and really push the button. Did
it hurt to leave Boston? Because, you know, everybody wants to make it from their city and put on for their city. Did it hurt to have to leave?
Not really. I got so much like negative baggage, you know what I mean? Back home.
You needed
so
to
like
get
when
out
I
of
moved out here, it was a breath of fresh air. I didn't have no, you know, I don't know. I didn't have a lot of the problems I had there. Like I'm good out there, but it was just like here is purely I could chase being an artist. I didn't even have that concept in my mind. Like we don't come up around professional rappers. Like he's a professional rapper. You know what I mean? You don't even see that. I mean, like, you know, people that's really, I didn't have nobody to look up to because I really studied him. I studied East. I was around East like real early when I moved to New York. So, you know, I'm seeing people who really do this shit for real. And excuse me for cussing. And I'm seeing people who do this for real. And I'm like, all right, this, you know, I'm just taking heed and picking up game. So now I really loved moving to New York. It was hard though, like for the first 6 months, a year.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever want to give up at one time when you was like, nah, this is...
Yeah, because it felt like an uphill battle on roller skates at certain times, just because it's like, I don't, you know, it hasn't really been done to like a white kid talking about like the subject matter I talk to. But I don't know, like I'm driven, I'm spiritual too, so like I had that no quit regardless. Like it's God's plan, and God showed me too much like divine intervention moments where I should just keep going. You know what I mean?
What were some of those?
I mean, a lot, bro. Just even things like, you know, like the BT Cypher, just things, just little, every time I was down, he would just show me like a little bit of validation, like, oh, that's you, keep moving. Like I see y'all got like Kevin Hart on the wall. Like I just met him the other day. He came up to me. He's like, I'm a fan.
Yeah, I seen that.
You know what I mean? Little things like that. But it just be like every time I might feel low, because I'm a person, I get like real high or real low. So every time you know, I get real low, sometimes God just drop a little, you know, validation on me or just show like, all right, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Is
it pressure being signed to somebody like Kiss? Because, you know, he's one of the nicest to ever touch a microphone.
Yeah, it's pressure, and when you live up to the pressure, it comes with like a lot of respect too, especially like New York, East Coast. But yeah, it's pressure because he's the best to do it. You know what I mean? Still to this day, sort of still super sharp.
For me, with my artists like him, Nino Man, whoever, it ain't. I know they're gonna get better as far as craftsmanship and skill wise. I try to give them the game of what they're doing, what not they're doing, how to carry yourself in the business, and the things to look out for to help you on that side. I know as far as skill-wise, they get better every day. You know what I mean? They come and play me that's better and better. I ain't really worried about that. I'm trying to get them to sync up the thing of the game and better yourself as a business person and an artist, because a lot of times your artistry overpowers your business. Then you got to double back and fix everything years later, like a lot of locks, a lot of artists. I don't want, you know, my artists to have to go through that.
Does being an executive make you look at Puff different? Like, damn, I see why he did business the way he did.
Definitely. Once you get in that seat or once you wear them jackets, you see that it's not easy dealing with artists. You see the backlash that we must have gave the Rough Riders and Puff and Def Jam and Arista and all these Interscopes. So you gotta like take heed of that, and you know, you point a finger 3 points back at you. So I definitely see myself in them doing some of the stuff I did and just trying to navigate and correct it and make it a beautiful journey.
I was gonna say, how do you like being an executive? Because now I'm sure people are gonna use you because you need to get your artists out. Like, you know, I'm sure every DJ's be like, yeah, Kiss, I'll play your record, but I need you to do this. Or every executive's like, oh yeah, I'll help you, but I need you to jump on this artist.
Fortunately, I got a lot of favors still that I didn't. You know what I mean? I still got a nice amount of favors in my favor bag, but you know that comes with it. I can interview Millyz, but I need you to do this, and that's how the game goes. So you got to gauge it. You know what I mean? Gauge it in some of the stuff you do, some of the stuff you don't, and use your relationships and my old favors, and we gonna work it like that.
Now, Millyz, what's one thing you learned from Kiss so far? That the biggest thing? Because one thing I would say about Kiss is he's never changed, right? And this is the perfect example. When you said that when you tried to get in the VIP section, the bouncer was fronting, he was like, nah, come on.
Yeah.
I brought the Locks to this club in Jersey, right? And it was so packed that I couldn't they ran through the security, right? Like nobody got pat down. Nobody.
What year is this?
I don't remember the year, but this is when like the Locks and G Unit was beefing like crazy.
Yeah.
And I remember, and
there was a lot of burners in the building. Is what you said.
My favorite era.
This is Jersey. Now we in the hood of Jersey, so I see to myself, I'm like, yo, y'all ain't even gotta go inside. I'm like, cause I can't protect it. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I'm like, I don't want y'all in there because there's hammers in there.
There's everything.
Everything's in there. This Kiss goes, who cares?
No security.
G-Unit ain't in there. I'm in there. And they go in there. and they go perform, and I'm like, that's wild to me because that's who he is as a person. There's never security with Kiss.
Now, I seen him do the same thing at like Cityscapes and shit. We waiting in the Sprinter too long. It's early. He got the big gold D-block piece on. Just get him out of here. Move through the crowd. Dolo.
The wildest thing is, I think Kiss forgets he's a superstar. But what's the one thing that you learned from him?
Man, a lot of things, like, you know, he had to definitely scold me a couple times along the way. I think when I first got down with him, he found out like I was fighting outside of shows and just like different things. And like it's things I'm thinking is like normal. And he'd explain, bro, you the artist. You never supposed to be in front of a venue doing no stupid shit like that or whatever. You know, when I first started
fight
getting,
inside the venue. You get to stabbing inside the venue.
Kiss gonna tell you don't fight.
No. He didn't tell me don't fight. He said I'm not supposed to be in front of the venue. You know what I mean? It's just little shit like that I wouldn't even know. You know what I mean? Because it's like I didn't have nobody to teach me that. And or like, you know, when I first started getting some money, he called me. He said, "Stop showing money on the gram, man. You going crazy." Like, just little things, but he's taught me a lot, really a lot.
Taxes.
He taught me about taxes. He taught me about taxes this year. And just, you know, being punctual and doing it every day, showing up every day, getting dressed, new fit every day, professionally rapping.
Going to the gym.
High level, going to the gym, his shows. We went to New Orleans and he did a show, and he got Tech with him, DJ Tech, High Tech. Excuse me, not Technician.
Tech, let's make something happen.
Tech, let's make something happen. And he's what you do when you say, give me half a second of the beat? It's almost impossible to start rapping.
Kiss of Death.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to catch it. Like, and he do it so the crowd, like, there's no way that he can know that it's coming type shit. It's just a second of the beat. What you do? I learned the game. I know it. Oh my God, but it's like, just catch it off that. And I'm like, yo, he's so sharp the way he does his shows. And that, you know, I'm about to go out and tour. We got House of Blues sold out, like venues sold out, Philly, all type of shit. We selling out the East Coast. And I think it's going to be a sold out tour in general. But I've really studied him and watched him and what that means to have a sold out crowd and demonstrate in front of them. Don't just, you know, I could go up there and rap, but like, it's a different level of showmanship, even when you see like him in the verses and shit like that.
I think it's MCing, right? Like, you know, we don't have the conversation about MCing enough no more. Everything is rap. But there used to be real master of ceremonies, crowd control. Like we don't see that. Like when we saw Kiss do that at Versus, that was a throwback. Like, damn.
That's why that was so shocking to people.
I was gonna ask also, you know, speaking of Versus, you know, we talked to Jim Jones, and Jim was like, he was kind of upset with you that you didn't release a record or an album after Versus.
I could have. Out of all the crazy stuff he been saying lately, that was definitely right on. But I should have. But I was just trying to get my business affairs right. That gave me some leverage in the label to fix some stuff. You know what I mean? That's some gotta learn, artists. You gotta, when you can get the benefits in your side, you gotta work it. Definitely should have dropped some, but I can't really do microwave music. Like, you know what I mean? I got a bunch of songs in the hard drive, this, that, but just because I had the momentum, I still feel like I'm jipping the people if I just put out anything.
Mm-hmm.
I like to make, you know, I like to cook my meals like old school food on the stove instead of the air fryer or the microwave. So I get caught up sometime. It takes me a little long, but also, so much stuff was coming in, I ain't had time to do that.
And when you're a legend, though, do you really need momentum? You know what I mean? Like, that was a moment, but that's just a moment in your legendary career.
Because I think people
reminder,
forget
It was
sometimes.
more of a reminder.
Word
Good choice of words. It was a reminder because for me, the best thing, besides all of the opportunities and the money that came in, a lot of young artists was calling me like, yo, I want to stop saying the word. I want to really perform, and I'm like, I appreciate you wanting to really perform now, opposed to just going up there singing over the TV track. You know what I mean? That was one of the best blessings off of Versus, besides all of the perks.
We had Swiss up here yesterday, and Swiss was like, I didn't know you didn't write. Swiss was like,
I didn't know that either.
I thought only Big and Hov didn't write. He said you didn't write.
He said you stopped writing.
You stopped writing.
Nah, I mean, I smoke so much. I gotta put it in the phone just so I don't forget it. But I don't. It's times when I have take my vitamins, have a good breakfast, a nice hot bath. I can just. It's all in the brain. But sometimes if you smoke so much, I might forget the cadence or forget how something goes. So I just throw it in the phone. But I don't really. Know what I mean?
Did you get that from Big? Is that where that came from? Watching him?
I think me and P might have got it. P could go to sleep. Mm-hmm. P could turn off the light, put the beat on, take a nap, and wake up with the verse. That's Ghost. That's the Ghost for real. Mm-hmm. Turn all the lights off, crank the beat up. You think he taking a power nap? He wake up, engineer. Let's go, Poops. Like you got the verse, you slept, you just dreamt of the verse. That's the Ghost. Kiss. I'm like, yeah. But me, nah. Sometimes I need to write if my brain is my family been asking me for rent money too much or got to bail somebody out or too much cloggage. You need to write it down. But for the most part, I don't got to write. Big was ill because he had all type of stuff going on. Girls, Junior Mafia, Puff coming back and forth, the Locks. And he just wandering, looking like he's looking into space, and then he'll go in the booth and say something incredible.
I feel like I asked you this before, but I don't know. When y'all did the Cream freestyle, do you remember that session?
Yep. It's the glory days because we was all there. I remember.
So y'all was in the studio together?
Yeah, we was young Locks. I think we was hanging out. We got the call. Come to the studio. That's how it used to be at Daddy's house, and we hop in somebody's car, go down to 44th Street. I mean, we came in big like it was for Flex. Mm-hmm. Big like, we gonna do this freestyle. And they had the Cream beat, and it was smooth.
Y'all just wrote right there, did it?
Yeah, we did it all right there. Everybody part right there. No, there was no emails. There was no comeback. There was none of that.
You missed that? You missed that part of the game? Like that
Definitely.
studio in the city, everybody coming to the studio, you going to Daddy's house.
That's what the game is missing.
The whole studio.
You can hear it a little bit. I mean, maybe I'm just like telekinesis or telekinetic and psychic and sixth sense, but it's a tad bit you can hear in the music that the artists ain't in there together. It's a little bit of paprika missing from the songs a little bit. And then maybe the good ones, maybe they are, but it's a different chemistry when you there together to make the song. It just makes it intertwine better.
I just remember being a DJ and going to the different studios, waiting for y'all to finish and the excitement of it.
That was you know what I'm saying?
Now we going to Daddy's house or we go in the whole studio. I can't remember what it was called back then. And we bouncing back and forth.
Baseline, right?
Baseline, yeah, baseline.
Baseline, yeah.
But it also was artists checking each other. Like I heard you say that, Big told you to write your verse over. Mm-hmm. And you didn't feel a way about it. You felt that he was,
When you right there, you can do that kind of stuff opposed to you texting me like do another verse. Mm-hmm. I'm reading that wrong. I'm like, what? Right. When I'm right there, you're like, nah, Kiss, you can, you know what I mean? You got to be able to take constructive criticism anyway, especially from somebody like B.I., you know what I mean? I didn't think twice when he said, nah, you could do a better verse than that.
Y'all did that with the Cream freestyle?
No, that was Last Days, actually.
Okay.
My verse for Last Days, he like, do another one. And he like, I like this, but I know you could do even harder verse. I mean, I agree.
So listen, with the Cream freestyle, did those verses that we heard, were those the verses that
we did that right there?
Right then and there?
Yeah.
Damn.
Right there.
That's one of the hardest freestyles.
He always talk about this. This is the second time he asked you that. Every time you come up here, he gonna ask you.
You know, nowadays we hear people rapping over beats. They don't make the song theirs.
Yeah.
Like y'all changed the dynamics of that instrumental.
They sped the tempo up.
Yeah.
That's missing. We got to get back to that. Got to get in the studio together, artists.
How many artists told you to write anything over? Do you remember any besides B.I.?
I told y'all, Chief Keef.
Chief Keef.
You never told us that.
No, I'm pardon me. I'm bugged. I'm a little delirious in the morning. Kodak Black. My man Yak. Yak told me to switch it. Yeah, and it was like a song about our moms. Mm-hmm. I'm like, Yeah. But I switched it, and he like, no doubt. You know what I mean? I'm like a person that's easy to work with. Mm-hmm. It was funny to me. Like,
was it a text or email?
I think I spoke to him. He was on. He asked me. Or he actually said it, I think.
You've always embraced like the new artists, you know what I'm saying? So it's not a surprise to see you with the Millyz, but like even the South, I can remember what the fuck is everybody so mad at the South for? Like you always recognize.
I was down there early. I was in the Bluff early. I was on Little John's album. I was on D Money and D4L and all of them. Mm-hmm. I was rocking with the A early. You know what I mean? I was down there doing my thing, so I was able to get in the studio and make some connections and some love down there early before they took over.
And Millyz, you've been independent. Like I think your last album did 25 million streams or something like that.
Probably something around there, yeah.
So do you think you need, the So Raspy, a big name label to get to the next level?
Well, the So Raspy, we just never took it to a major, so we're gonna figure out what our next
He likes being lit, though.
Is. Yeah, I like being lit. I just need it to be so I could drop music when I want. That's all I wanted. Because I know that. Like with me, I gotta consistently, prove. So he let me do that. And even after the verses, my shit blew up after the verses for real. Like we dropped the record. Mm-hmm. That's my high. I think it got that record's out of here. So that's called Hopeless. But
so you saw it. You was like, oh nah, Kiss Red hot right now. I'm dropping.
Nah, it just happened like that. Like that's how it lined up. At that time, I had like a big interview on like another platform.
Who was it?
No Jumper at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, LA Leakers freestyle. Mm-hmm. Big record with Herbo pushing it. Big record with Kiss. When he do the verses, it's me and him. I think I was busting his ass in basketball on.
Sure.
You know what I mean? on his page, so everybody saw the dynamics. Now, we had a video playing basketball on his page, and that went up. So I got the trickle down economics on that.
Is there any pressure, to being a white rapper, right? Because do you feel like you got to prove yourself more? And do you feel like people give you the respect that you deserve?
I feel like they give me the respect that I deserve, but I feel like you should work for it a little more. You know what I mean? I definitely put in a lot of extra work.
Mm-hmm. I know people like to use Eminem as the bar for white rappers, but he shouldn't be.
I use him as a bar for white rappers.
Why shouldn't he be?
Because he's an anomaly, meaning that Eminem had everything lined up for him perfect. You had Jimmy Iovine, Dr.
But he was nice though.
Before that,
super
though,
nice.
But he was nice.
I like his story, Charlamagne's, from where he came from, Trailer Park, the confusion with his moms and all of that whole thing, the way he made it to, I think is, and it's not just because he's white. You know what I mean? A lot of people like to throw shots. He might have got a couple of doors open for his complexion, for the connection, but he can really spit.
Nah, he can rap.
He's a hell of a rapper.
Mm-hmm. So who you would say is the bar for white rappers?
I mean, I don't know if it's a bar.
He just saying it ain't fair with him.
It ain't fair with him, and he's so big. Yeah, he's like the biggest thing
Michael
you've ever
Jackson,
seen. That's what I'm saying. It's just like if every white rapper got to get to that level, then that means everybody's a failure.
I think just that level of respect, though. Mm-hmm. It's a different level of respect. Even if you take away some of his accolades, like everybody know he can rap. You know what I mean? That's what I set out to do. Like most of my page, all of my following is really from rapping, him posting me on, people posting me. Like you can't fake that. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like I didn't get here from gimmicks. I got here from rapping, and that was kind of following his blueprint too.
Do you think the BET Cypher was your first like big break?
Yeah, like everything, I got 2016 tatted on me somewhere, but it started kind of like from there. That's the first time I went on tour. I went on the Smokers Club tour with Herbo real quick. But then it still took like 17, 18. It didn't really go for me until the pandemic because I make more like emotional type, introspective music. And at the time, I felt like the club music was going up. But once all the clubs shut down, that's when people really, dived into my music and heard what I was talking about on a different level. And, everybody had all them PPP checks and the unemployment. So I started getting, like everybody wanted to invest in their rap career. So I started getting a lot of features, getting a lot of rap money. Like the money was flowing. So it was more money to put up. So yeah, the pandemic for real did it.
I seen Beanie Siegel did a interview and he was talking about after they did
Vlad TV.
They did the freestyle on Hot. They said that you grabbed your hammer and was coming to the station. Was that true?
Word. It was a big thing. Like we had I was distraught.
So what happened? Tell us what happened. What made you so distraught?
I mean, it was at a time when everybody was listening. You know, that whole thing was big, and I'm like, we can't go to Philly and just talk about them on the radio, and you know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna work. Why are we letting this happen?
Oh, that to put your hands up? To put your hands up, freestyle? Or something
One
else?
of them when they was all up there. But I went to P and Luch like, yo, let's grip up. Let's go down there. Let's wait for them to come out. And Wild Wild West this shit. They like, you really want to do that? I'm like, yeah, man, or let's do something similar to that. Well, how we just gonna let this happen? They like, calm down, kids, you bugging. I'm like, no, I ain't. Then I was gonna go by myself.
Styles and Sheik calmed you down?
Yeah, that's the wild
Styles at that time?
We rationalists.
Before the juice.
But wait, we didn't even have no apples yet. We didn't have no fruits in the fridge about this time.
Crazy.
But yeah, they was able to calm me down and make me not go down there because I probably would have just been getting out of jail right now.
You think all of that ruined like New York in a way? Because it was y'all against Rock and G Unit. Like it feel like if everybody was more together as a collective, like how you saw Atlanta do.
It didn't ruin us, but it catapulted. It catapulted the train to go downhill.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because if we lock arms, all of them entities, we unstoppable to the world. You know that. But you know, people, you get money, you get egos, you get. Everybody's to blame too. I ain't blaming. It's all of us. But down the line, we all pretty good now. So, you know what I mean.
How did those things ever get squashed? Was there conversations or did time
we actually, us and State Prop got squashed in Riverside Park up here.
They said what?
We had guns on us all. It was state troopers and they probably had wild guns on them. We had wild guns on us, and me and Siegel just talking in the park, and we was able to, you know what I mean, fix. We just had that's what really happened. Is communication never. Is the right lines of communication never happen, and then things get wrong. But he had the whole state property. I had the locks and a bunch of other dudes, and me and him just walked off and kicked it like men and fixed it.
What about Rockefeller?
The Rock, it was really, that was the gist of the Rock, because we was like they was like our cousins on the come up. We would be supporting everything with each other. Like Reservoir Dogs, we was all there together. Everybody, you know what I mean? So that was like a funny time. Like we was beefing, but we was really cool with each other.
Was it true? Was it true? Like Hov was playing like corporate politics. Like whenever you would be on a record.
Yeah, you seen that? You see what he was doing? Nah, he do the original. I do the original. He do the remix. Yeah. I really think Steve Stout had a little bit to do with that. I don't know what was the cause or what was the angle or what they was trying to do, but yeah, Fiesta remix, the original, the Maya joint. It was just like, you know what I mean? You want to poke the bear?
And how was the 50? How did y'all squash the 50 beef?
Same thing. Fifth hard. Fifth pulled up the D block. Dolo.
I heard that story.
Came upstairs. It was him and his laptop, and we was kicking it. We kicked it like 2 hours or something. Then he had some music. He wanted me to get on the song. He wanted P to get on the song. We knocked him out. Rest was love.
You by yourself.
Came Dolo hard.
That's hard.
So hold on real quick. You never had those conversations with Hov about, yo, was this strategic? Was y'all doing this to me on purpose?
Nah, but Hov, before Pick died, Hov went to Pick one time and told him like, yo, we family. Like, why they, you know what I mean? And then you heard Hov say, I might bark at X or spit at the locks. Other than that, I don't be messing with it. So it was always a love there. I think the competitive nature of the early times sparked that kind of stuff. But I would also say it was more love back then. You could see more Rockefeller at any Rough Rider release or any in the same. You see Rough Rider at Rockefeller everything. So I don't know what it was there, but it was some competitiveness, but it was also more love than
See, that makes me even wonder with you, Millyz, like who helps sharpen your sword? Because think about all of these artists that they sparring with. Like who do you look to?
Now it's dangerous because it's real shots, and you take a shot and get a shot.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it uses me like as far as my
right,
pen. Yeah, I mean, I made his album. I remember being in D-Block's studio, and he was playing a beat, and I was just like, yo, can I try to get on this? He was like, yeah, go ahead. I had to write the verse same time he wrote the verse. They put that on the Ignatius album. So, but other than that, like, it's like I really look to the old era. You know what I mean? It's not too many rappers now that I'll be like, oh man, I gotta step my pen game up for. But I got a song out right now with Albie Allen, Leaf Ward. It's called Risk Takers. It's a monster, millions and millions of streams. But it really got the trenches, like it really got the streets, and it's just like, it's like a Desert Storm freestyle. That's how we kind of designed it, like stack bundles, Joe Budden, like it's like one of those kind of, and that's going crazy. Like there's some MCs that get me excited to rap, but yeah, it's not too many people. They're out there though. It's just a small pocket. Like I feel like when he was coming up, it was more like 90% of the game was nice, or it felt like that to me at least. You know what I mean? Maybe
when I was coming up, you had to be nice.
You had to be nice.
Even get in some circles.
Yeah, now
they wouldn't even.
You could get a million.
They'd box you out if you wasn't.
Not be nice. So.
Yeah.
What do you think about some of the lists that you see? Like when you see these lists, and let's say they don't have Jadakiss high on the list. What's your thoughts on it?
I think it's disrespect, and they got to look at like who would torch. Like, I got him torching people right now, though.
Absolutely.
Right now.
I got myself torching people now.
That's the difference. Like, he could torch whoever right now, though. So I understand, and you could go back to the catalog. Really, if you sparred with Big and Beanie Siegel, let's not forget, Beanie Siegel is one of the greatest
Beanie Siegel gets busy
ever in life, bro.
People
like,
don't forget.
In life.
Just in case, don't ever forget about what Mack, what he does.
Yeah, for real. Siegel one of the nicest ever in life. And so when you go toe-to-toe with Big, toe-to-toe, in different elements, but it's still just, sharpening your sword. And Big, Siegel, Hove, everybody, but then even Fifth, at the top of Fifths. Come on, man.
Now that's real.
Like, and then still now.
You can see how the Locks bought the best out of Big. You can see how, Beans bought the best out of Hove. So you got to be great.
Sometimes you need that. Yeah. You need that to,
greatness.
To generate the fuel of the team. You know what I mean? That's like when we tell, even P got a thing when we working with the artists, don't look up to me. Try to kill me because I'm trying to kill you on this song. It ain't, it's love, but I want to have the best verse. So you better look at it like that too. And that's going to make the song better.
We got to look at who's nice now. Like, he's dead nice now. Like, not a step lost. Like, dead nice now.
A little slow. I might be a little slow.
Nah, how y'all were talking about, like,
I got y'all were talking about
if he writes or not. I see him go in, not right at all, multiple times. So he's saying every now and then when he got a lot of vitamin C. Nah, I'm trying to tell you, goes in and goes crazy now.
Is it more difficult now for both of y'all when y'all writing raps and people are so sensitive, right? But, back in the day, we see something in the world happen. The next Clue tape is going to be a freestyle about it, and people are laughing. Like, even when Big said the world trade, nobody could do that now because they would have canceled him. Do you have those problems? Because y'all would flip those type of things that happen.
I do.
See, me, I try to think my meter of when I'm creating now as a father of 5, opposed to a young radical, only had my son, or when I had no kids, I didn't really give a, I ain't give a fuck at all. I would just say anything. Now I try to say anything with a little bit of guidance on it. You know what I mean? Just for, I don't want my twins coming up to me or my little daughter saying, yo, Dad,
who you know besides kids take a piss in a bottle of Chris and then give it to a modeling bitch?
Sometimes I listen to them old Locks albums.
It's so good,
I be like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Sometimes I listen to it with my son, and he like, Uncle Styles, he was crazy. What was wrong with him, dog? I'm like, that's just what it is. That's what it was.
Blanco 6.
That's right.
Did you feel pressure with this one?
Yeah, I feel like this is the first time when like I really had some eyes on me for real. Like Blanco 4, I kind of started finding my sound through the Blanco series. So I found my sound like Blanco 3, 4, 5, it progressed. I made Billboard like twice back to back. This one though, I really wanted to cement like I rap and I sing. Cause that's what he always wanted too. Like, man, sing, man. You could rap great, but them other rappers, they can't sing. They would love to be able to sing. So it's like, I try to cement that more. But yeah, I feel pressure every release,
New York, let's get this New York show sold out.
Yeah, for
Come on,
sure.
man. We doing everything is working out right. New York.
Where's the show?
I tell them New York got a lot of walk-ups, though.
Theater, yeah. Gramercy Theater, May 11th, May 12th, one of those.
When you say sing, do you mean like Drake sing or like John B or like?
I be like Drake singing.
Why you gotta say John B? Of all the singers,
I'm just saying.
John B.
I got the other sing.
I aspire to be like John B.
Okay.
One day, yeah, for sure. Like, I aspire to
So
be
it's just like
John
harmonizing,
B.
like melodies type.
Yeah, like I've heard that Eminem on the lyrics, Eminem, Jadakiss on the lyrics, and Lil Durk on the hooks. Like people that describe me like that, but I try to go on this one even more, like in a singing direction. Like a little Drake-ish for sure.
Well, let's get into a song. Let's get into Moonroof. Both of y'all on that song right now. Project is out right now.
I do got one more question though. I want from both of y'all. I want to know Milly's favorite Kiss verse, and I want to know Kiss's favorite Kiss verse. Favorite verse. Your favorite verse all time.
Probably like Still Feel Me. Yeah, something around there, but I don't know. Like it's iconic because I want to say, like Checkmate or something like that. But I don't know. It's a lot, man. That's tough, bro.
Checkmate was a diss song, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The 50 diss song.
That's why I ain't go with that first.
That's the one over I Shot You?
Nah, that's the Alchemist.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We can hear it's like grown man. You won't win. You don't even, know what I'm saying?
What's the song off Blanco 5? The Most Pain.
RLS, real life shit.
Nah, that's my favorite.
That's your favorite?
Real life shit.
That's
his song from him.
Oh, okay.
From me, I don't I can't really say. I mean, I think maybe my verse off You'll See, I was starting to think that because it poked big. It made Big come at us before he even seen us. So I'm like, that verse did some justice because it made him go and throw some lines at us, and we was still.
Why did he feel the need to do that though? I never understood that.
Competitive.
Just the kid. That's how it was back then. You know what I'm saying? He was the king of the label. We just trying to get signed. But I guess Puff must have been, these kids I'm telling you, they coming for you. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, all right.
Also, Smoking Gun. That's an honorable mention. That's slept on, but like I used to think about that, like and like for the women in my life, like that. I'll really down something about the women in my life, and that's like a perfect song for that, like a woman empowerment song, but just fire.
Precious messed up. That was supposed to be the song for Precious.
For real?
Y'all dropped the ball. Yeah.
Wow.
With Jasmine
We submitted
Sullivan,
it. It was supposed to make it.
Well, Millyz, I mean, you're on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
We got millions of.
You made it,
listeners.
Millyz.
We're on BT. We got the strong. We got a strong fan base when it comes online. So we popping out there a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of bit.
You a rapper.
Well, you said you got bulletproof verses.
You said you got some verses.
Oh man.
If you got something right now, we'll show the listen.
If not, if you want to save it for Sway, the Leakers,
That's fine.
on the radar,
I
we
got balls
understand.
for the Breakfast Club.
We understand.
And I don't know how Kiss Knee is right now, but if Kiss Knee is,
My knee. I'm in. What's this shit with Kawhi Leonard?
Rest management.
Load management. I'm load management.
Load management. Which camera? This camera? I said, I know that Eminem hear me. I'm waiting on my feature. I put her in design and now she claiming fashionista. I just wanted what she gave me. If you bag it, you could keep it. Never press to lose a bitch, cause in the long run it'd be cheaper. Every day it feel like Easter. I get fresh and kick my feet up. Reminiscing when my only income was serving geekers. Now I'm probably out in Paris staring at the Mona Lisa while I'm on the phone with Lisa talking threesomes with Malika. I'm a heartbreaker. Blanco pop all flavors of Paul haters. Just found a bigger house and lost neighbors. Star Wars in the Wraith exterior. Darth Vader doubted by the art makers. Turning to the star player. Bitch, I'm really that. I'm really strapped. On alert like Amber. Probably think it's comedy that we get at them like Sandler. They ain't cheered for my wins. I kept raising them banners. I took my W's in silence when they called I don't answer. You know the W is silent and answer. You just missed that. Forget that. Bring you back to the present. This is gift rap. Are we talking about Yola? I used to whip that in the pitch black. I'm a lit match. I'm a just trap to they dispatch. Don't do no diss raps, cause I ain't saying shit back. I'ma skip that. Find where your child sleep. Get you kidnapped. Impact when the 40 bang. Gun the size of Tory lanes. I put them bags over your head like you was boarding planes. Shit. I'm trying to torture lane. Blanco pop balling off the purple like a Hornets game. Being rich in spirit made my fortune change. I said being rich. I said
There you go. That's all you need right there.
That's all they need. That's all they need.
That's
I
it.
gotta come to the door. They gotta get Blanco
Jadakiss. It's the Breakfast Club. We appreciate you guys.
Appreciate y'all, man. Real love, you know it.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.